We're in this magnificent setting of Ogilvy Park with Jimmy Stewart, and Jimmy is a little bit upset here. He's afraid that the way we're arranged that he's upstaging me too much. But you see, Jimmy, they look at me 5 days a week and alternate Sundays. So we want it to be where they'll get a real good look
That
at you.
doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right. You're much prettier than I am, and it should be around like this. If I would do this in Hollywood, they'd put me in jail.
Well, I can assure you, you're safe from jail. This is your 75th picture. And last night, I understand the governor of West Virginia had a big party for you. And
No, it was his party. It was his party. He was very nice to invite me, and I'm very happy to be there to pay my respects because Governor, it was a recognition dinner for Governor Moore, and he's been so wonderful to us and all the people of Columbia and the people in connection with the Fool's Parade in helping to facilitate all these arrangements for the opening and everything. That we'll be forever grateful to the governor.
But I understand that he did have a big cake brought in, and it had 75 candles, and then something kind of happened.
Well, the 75 candles, there were too many candles and it caught fire.
That's an old gag. Is it really true?
No, it caught fire. The top of it caught fire, so when I blew the candles out, I was really blowing.
When they said Jimmy Stewart blew into town, they weren't kidding.
Yeah.
This picture, Fool's Parade, one of the things that we've heard about it, and we have not yet seen it, we'll see the premiere tonight, is that the character you play has a glass eye. What sort of problems did you run into makeup-wise with that?
Well, we just ran into about all the problems you could run into. At one point, they said, well, we'll give up the eye, but I held out for the glass eye. It's the first time I've ever held out for a glass eye. But I'm glad I did. We were worried about it at first because the first one I had, there was something wrong with it. It didn't fit, and I got some scratches in the cornea, which you don't fool around with. I found out a lot about eyes.
Is it kind of like a contact lens?
It is a contact. That's what it was.
Does it fit over the whole eye?
The old contact lens before the cornea lens was fit over the whole eye, and that's what we got. And then we painted the white and the pupil of the eye, but I wasn't measured properly for it, and I don't know what happened. But fortunately, a doctor in Wheeling, Dr. Nugent, who had been referred to by my eye doctor out in California, came to the rescue, and he saved the day. Dr. Nugent knew a man in Pittsburgh, he knew a man in Akron, and a man in Florida, so we had glass eyes all over the place. And finally, the one in Florida, after 3 days, he measured my eye, and then after 3 days, the glass eye arrived from Florida, and I put it in, and it felt all right. But we were a little more careful, and I just wore it for 5 minutes at a time, but we were able to finish the picture that way.
Now, is it true in the dialogue you actually talk to the eye?
Yes, the eye has, this is a part of the eye has sort of mystic, supernatural properties, and the eye's name is Tig, and we talk to the eye.
Does the eye answer back? I'm almost afraid to ask you that.
Well, you have to see the picture.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk with you about today, Jimmy Stewart, is that it has been announced, and being an NBC station, of course, we're very excited about the fact that you're going to do a series for NBC this fall. And I know it's called The Jimmy Stewart Show, but what kind of a character do you play in it?
I play a college professor with a family in a small college in California. It's a half-hour show. It's really nothing new. We're just trying to. I like the idea. I like the producer, Hal Cantor, who originated the idea and is writing most of the scripts. We just thought we'd try to create a pleasant half hour for people.
Of course, a lot of actors are doing television series because they can't get work doing anything else with the slowdown in film production. But you're still going great guns in movies. Are you afraid that maybe this TV series, let's say it is a big hit, and we hope for you that it is, but are you afraid that this might dilute your film audience?
No, no more than uh, my no more than my movies on television diluted the film audience. It didn't. It just helps it. I mean, everybody said, "Oh, with the terrible thing." Years ago, you know, when TV and the movies were fighting, and everybody said, "Oh, it'd be terrible if your movies get on television. That's the end," and so. Well, it's been just the opposite. Of course, it took a long time for people to realize it, but uh, it got a whole new audience. Well, I know in my case it did. No, this diluting the audience. There's room for the acting profession, I think, is in better shape than it's ever been. I don't know what's going to happen to the movies or television or anything else, but the acting profession, I think, is indestructible. And I think actors ought to prepare themselves to do any kind of acting. I mean, they used to sort of say, well, I'm a picture actor, I can't do the theater, or I'm a theatrical actor, I wouldn't stoop to television. I think this is all silly. I think an actor should be able to act and act in any medium, and he should train himself to do that. And I think if more of the young actors get that attitude, then we're going to have a real renaissance in the theater and movies and television, everything.
Jimmy Stewart, thank you for talking with us today here in Wheeling, West Virginia, and we hope that you make at least 75 more pictures.
75 more pictures.
Think
Thank
about
you.
it.